Alright, back for the final round. This time our draw is much weaker. I think it's still a kill though. I mean, 4 lands, Daredevil, double Daredevil plus Ambitious Etherborn seems good enough. Kinda slow, but I would not keep that on the draw. I think on the play it's fine though. My opponent multi 6 and put the card on top. Alright, this might be a much closer match because my opponent probably has a pretty strong deck, given that they are in final, and our draw is not that great. Well, I guess since we drew Bruiser, it got much better, but still. Okay, blue-green, probably Energy or something. Yeah, he's a theorist. I think I don't really mind trading here. They got 3 Energy out of the deal, but I might have a trick, and if I don't do that, they will just keep scrying. I don't know how right it is, but it feels fine to do so. And I have some pretty low toughness creature. So the more I clean their board, the more those are going to be efficient. Harsh Scrutiny. It's kind of good because next turn, I will not do it now, but next turn I can Harsh Scrutiny plus Etherborn before they hit their 5th mana. And 5 is quite important. They can cast a bunch of good things. I want to Harsh Scrutiny first here and see what's going on before I attack. I don't think there's anything bad that could happen, but I might as well get the information. I'm getting nothing. Good God, that's really bad for me. Oh, that's so bad. At least I'm scrying, but missing is hard. So they have a control deck. Confiscation Coup is insane. Really good. Okay, at least it's good to know about that, but I think I'm losing that game pretty badly now. And they can cast everything because of the Prism. So 4 color control. Okay. Shot. Sparks. Coup. At least my Daredevil are kinda decent here, because they will come back. Oh, certainly liked seeing that. My opponent might not use a Removal because they'd rather just get the Daredevil, I think, if they can with the Coup. I'm still gonna drop another one. Then I can make the same attack. If they take 4 more damage, I'm fine. If they trade one Daredevil for the other one, I'm fine too. And they just killed the first one? Sure. Well, I got 4 damage for free pretty much at that point. Now they can steal with this one, but it's clearly... I mean, Confiscation Coup is good, but it's not the worst for me. So they have Skywheel Shot and... I guess one forest that I know about. We'll clearly make a token because it represents a 1-1. Servo. Okay. Yes, I will pick that up. I really don't want to play my second Ambitious Etherborn before at least one of my Daredevil has died, if not both if possible. Those are gonna be really good against a control deck in the longer game. They Skywell Shot right away. And put the card on top, so my opponent is willing to play pretty aggressively, I guess, since they just did that. We don't have any good block, and they play something, maybe? A 3-drop of some sort. High Spire Artisan. Yeah. Not the best card at dealing with Daredevils. Ooh, and we drew another artifact, which is amazing. Love it. I think, despite my opponent having a pretty good draw and some nice control tools, we might be able to defeat them because of the Daredevils just coming back forever, pretty much. Like here they have to take 4 or trade a creature for Daredevil, and I'm happy with both. And I have plenty of artifacts to get them back. Sure, I'll kill the Artisan. Now I can play Chief of the Foundry. Yeah, Daredevil has never been that good for me, ever. And I don't have many lands, so it's really good. And the flying threat of Screecher is nice. So yeah, my opponent had a very good control draw with a bunch of good removal, but it looks like So it's kind of weird because I think they put something on top with the. Let me just look at it. So they put something on top with shot ability, and then on their upkeep they put something on bottom. So I don't really know what's going on here. Feels a little bit weird. So maybe they picked something that turned out was bad because I got back my Daredevil or something. I don't know. It's pretty strange. So yeah, they just put something on the bottom and pass the turn, and probably drew a land, I would assume. All right. It's really nice that they traded their 1/4 because afterwards I played my 3/1 flying and they cannot deal with that anymore. Now I'm gonna drop my Daredevil back. No reason to play my land. I already have 2 lands to play around the potential revolutionary rebuff. Though I would not really mind my opponent countering, I guess. My opponent is kind of drawing 1.5 card each turn because they are scrying. It's not like straight up card advantage, but each time they put a land on bottom, it's quite solid for them. Prophetic Prison. So it's just blue-green control splashing for some sweet removal. Looks like a good deck to me. They don't have any good attack though because I have the Daredevil. Virtuoso is gonna be annoying though. It's gonna make 2/1/1. Can block my creature now. Even if I draw a removal, they can still block. Subtle Strike would be a very good top deck right now. But I can start beating down with my Daredevil now. Which is kinda nice. They just took the damage, sure. I'm just gonna pass the turn then. Eventually, I mean, this is kind of logical, but I'm getting a bit flooded here. But, you know, this would happen at some point. My opponent is scrying where I'm, you know, not scrying, so it feels kind of normal that at some point I will draw more lands than they do. Freighter. Freighter is good, especially when it is a 6/5. Okay, so one more attack with Daredevil, I guess. At some point they will have to block with some stuff. My draw has been so good, and those Daredevils are just... whew! They are really nice. Yeah, sure. They can do that and scry before damage. Let's see if they put something on top. Hopefully not. Those Daredevils have been so great. It's just amazing. They were able to steal one, but now they cannot really trade it because if they ever trade it, I can get it back. So it's like Confiscation Coup was pretty much a removal, which, you know, it's still very good, but maybe not exactly what my opponent was hoping for. And yeah, those 2 Daredevil really makes it that I might be able to beat a control deck where otherwise I could never beat that. Really nice. Serpent changes things quite a lot though. I mean, my Freighter can attack because it will have 6 power, but they can trade with some stuff. Ooh, Disintegration though. I'm drawing so well that I don't believe it. Okay. I think we want to attack with both Daredevil and Freighter and disintegrate the Serpent before blocks. Yeah, I could have disintegrate the Thopter and deal 6 in the air, but then I might just never be able to kill them, and if I don't deal with the Serpent, it's gonna kill me eventually. And now my opponent has to make some pretty... I mean, some blocks that they don't really want to make, I'm pretty sure about that. That top deck was nasty. But I kind of, I built my deck. I had several builds available, and I made the build that's the better in the later game, and it's been working out. Like I've been drawing my late game cards, and they've been amazing. Now they are out of gas, and I can ambitious Etherborn, getting a servo, getting back my 2 Daredevil, and it's just like it's a nightmare for the opponent. That's just great for me. And they conceded. They had enough. Like those, I think Daredevil has never been that good. Jeez, that was the the best Daredevils I've ever seen. That was amazing. Grinding out that slow control deck with Daredevil is just such a great feeling. Like the opponent just reached the point where they stabilized. They had the Serpent. I mean, if I don't top deck my Disintegration, I think winning is much harder. I mean, I don't think it clearly would be much harder, but the job this game was done by the Daredevils. I mean, so amazing. That being said, my open deck seems good and pretty difficult to beat. Kind of like Morphe squad potentially in this matchup. Young not looking amazing, as they do have a fair amount of creature that have way more toughness than 2. Broker could be something. Solar Strike might be decent. I think this is the kind of matchup where Solar Strike is going to be better than Young. Again, Fretwork Colony, don't love that. Though I guess my opponent is control-y. I don't really want that on the draw. I think Solar Strike better than Young in this specific matchup. And I don't really see what I would cut for those. My opponent, well, I miss with Harsh Scrutiny, but I have some creature. They have some threatening things like Serpent or even a Pim Outrider. I think missing was kind of unlucky, and they are probably playing around 10 creature, at least, if not more. Creatures are decent, not great against the Wheeler Virtuoso and the Icefire Artisan. Maybe I cut one for a Broker, like I did. A bit of evasion is kind of good in this matchup, and with the 2 Sword Strike I might be able to attack with them. Yeah, Fretwork Colony looks like a potential good threat, and my opponent is not very aggressive at all. Don't love it on the draw, but might be good. Young again, not looking great. I might just get all Youngs and have a bit more threat. Yeah, I'll do that. It's really looking like Young doesn't kill match from my opponent. I don't know. We'll see. Not 100% positive about those sideboard choices. But I don't know that much about my open deck, except that it looks control-y. Okay, well, depending on if my opponent has something like Wheel or Virtuoso or not, those or High Spire Artisan, this hand can really have a very different value, if I may say so. Like, if they have High Spire Artisan, that hand is actually quite awful. If they don't, it's kind of good though, and as we saw, Daredevil is one of my MVP. And they do have the Artisan. Hopefully they make a servo. I don't think it's gonna happen though. They don't attack. Interesting. Yeah, Artisan is very annoying. I have a couple Subtle Strike to maybe get through, but this game is not looking well for me. They have their card advantage and Chine going on. They have one of the best blocker they can have. Now they even have a threat. Even Snared Thopter can attack through that thing very well. I can play Daredevil and trade. If they use a Rimvol, I can get it back. So my opponent is not really threatening me at all. And again, Daredevil should be very good. I'm a bit worried about that High Spire Artisan. Maybe that would be a reason to cut for Lawless Broker, but Lawless Broker would not do more than the Screecher. And my opponent keep putting things on top. If they have Confiscation Coup on, yeah, again. Yeah, first turn 5 Confiscation Coup was kind of beatable because of what I had, but this one is going to be much more difficult to beat, I think. I think we probably want to drop that in the 1-1. 4 power is enough to get rid of this. And having a 1/1 makes this creature stronger. And I kind of want to keep the Steed. Like, Steed is, yeah, Steed is just not doing much here. I don't know. I mean, my opponent has 2 cards left in hand, and they played probably what is the best card in their hand. If they can manage to drop something like a Gear Seeker Serpent, I'm gonna lose. But otherwise, you know, I have a bunch of creatures, so I'm not gonna be threatened by match. Aviator is good, but I have a Thopter that can block the 1/1s. It's not looking like Dragster is doing match right here, so I guess I'll just play a defensive Thopter. Not exactly what you would expect, but yeah. It's funny that both games I happen to use the coup as a way to. It's almost like they use it as a way to exile the Daredevil. I mean, find a way to get rid of it, and me unable to get it back. I suspect that the longer this goes on, the worse it's gonna be for me, though. Solo Strike is decent, but my opponent could have a decent amount of tricks here, and things could easily go wrong if I try to attack. I think I'm gonna drop a creature. I kinda wanna keep as many artifacts as possible in hand, so I can maybe get back my Daredevil if it dies. I think if I attack here, first I tell my opponent that I have a trick. Second, I get blown back by any of their trick. And, well, if they have Glimmer, I kind of wish I had attacked. It makes things a bit different, because I wish I could close the game a bit sooner. I mean, if attacking or not attacking really depends on what you think they have, but in general, especially in a position where I'm not really ahead, I think I'd rather be able to they put 1 card on top with the, sorry about that, where is the chat? Oh, and at top, yeah, things are not going great. I'd rather be the one that's using my trick to counter their trick if possible. The fact that they just drew card kind of makes it that I wish I had attacked, though. Maybe I have to follow an aggressive pass. Even though I don't love it. Daredevil. Don't really think. Should I start to attack? Like, if they have a trick of their own, it's really kind of bad for me. But I have 9 power of Flyer. They have a decent board, though. It's a tough call. And they put some card on top, so they have some things going on, whatever those things might be. Maybe I should just go all in. Maybe by waiting I give my opponent time to find stuff and beat me. Because at some point they will draw their Serpent, play it, and then I'll have to just kill them. Maybe I should not give them more time. I'm really fearing that I will get blown back by a trick of their own if I attack with everything. I guess Subtle Strike is kind of a 2-for-1 here, potentially. Through negotiation. Sure. So they stole all my Daredevils, which is kind of funny, I guess. That's a way to deal with the card. And now they are attacking with a P-Mouth Outrider. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna take 3 here. I don't really want to trade a Flyer. If my opponent taps out, I might start to beat down, but now attacking is risky. Drew a Freighter. They can't really afford to attack with the Daredevils though, because they die very easily, and if they die, my opponent just has nothing. And now I know they don't have a trick. Maybe I should have attacked before. So let's say I attack with everything, then I play Steed with a token. I'll have 4 blocker. I can get rid of the Daredevil if they attack with that. I can take a couple damage. I think time has come to beat down because those flyers are not blocking well. I don't know. Maybe I should have sent the attack a bit earlier on. Maybe they will just fear a trick and take it. Yeah, okay. So let's... I guess it doesn't really matter. -1 that and put the counter here. Doesn't really matter the way I do it. And now I do have a bunch of pressure in the air, which will force my opponent to react. And I think I have enough blockers to the point where I'm not, I'm not gonna die. At least not next turn. I hope not. And they have nothing in hand. Maybe if I had made the attack earlier on, I could have applied more pressure a bit earlier and I would be in a much better spot now. Close call though, because again, if they have a trick, if they have a bounce spell, it's really not good for you. But I guess Subtle Strike gives you a 2-for-1 no matter what, so even if they have a trick, it's gonna be an equal trade. I probably did not play aggressively enough here. And now they're thinking about their scry. Yeah. Because if I had done that a couple, I mean, they had no trick. They had no trick. So if I had done, oh, sorry, I thought they had the priority and they were scrying. If I had done that a couple turns ago, my opponent would probably be at 3 now. Huh. They put on top. Cannot be a good news. Yeah. I feel like I messed up. Okay. No attacks with their... I think if they had a trick, they would attack with their devils, right? Kind of like... Oh, they did not use the Rhino ability. I guess I'll double block there then. I guess I can quadruple block the Rhino and take 5. Yeah, it feels quite safe. I don't really know what they have in hand. I wish I played more aggressively though. I think... I mean, this game is gonna be close, and I think I still have a very good shot at winning. I have quite a huge amount of threat flying around. But, okay, trading 2 servo for a Rhino is pretty good. But I'm worried about... Yeah, I think if I had made the attack a couple turns ago, now I would be in a very, very good spot. And I would be actually winning, and now it's gonna be much more difficult. They have 2 Thopter now. And I cannot really afford to attack anymore, can I? At least not with both flyer, because then they can attack me with there. Probably just gonna play Freighter, as it can block some stuff and pass the turn. And yeah, I think I missed the play a couple turns ago. Sometimes you have to take some risk. I'm willing to let the opponent do stuff and then hopefully get them later on, but I think it was not the play to make last turn. So now I could attack with Creature. I guess. If they block with 2 Thopter, it's fine. I guess I should also have attack last turn. Yeah. Yeah, I did not play this game aggressively enough. I think this is a general thing that I messed up this game. I also mess up because if they attack, well, if they kill the Thopter, it's really bad. Otherwise, and you don't really want to let your opponent just draw their snake and stuff, because if my opponent ever plays a snake, then I'm dead very quickly. Yeah. Quite positive that this is a game I could have and should have won with the right plays. I tried to play safe, but it was wrong to do so. If they attack with the 3 Thopter here, I'm gonna be very worried. Pima Outrider attacking is a bit less problematic. I think I'll just trade with my freighter. The ground is pretty stacked, so I don't think it's gonna really put as much pressure as it does put earlier on the game, and it's pretty clean. Don't really want to double block into potential tricks. I'm pretty positive I played that game way too defensively, and now they have their snake, and it's probably gonna kill me quite fast. And I have to leave my blockers because I die otherwise. Can play Dragster, attack with it, and force a trade. I messed up. This is a game I think I win if I make the Subtle Strike attack 2 turns earlier. I was playing overly defensively when I had no reason to do so. And now, unless I tap deck my Disintegration for the snake, I straight up lose. Yeah. Yeah, my opponent is playing some really huge creature, like, why would you ever let them go to the late game? And again, even if they had a trick with when I Subtle Strike, I would not have, lost match. Yeah. My bad. I messed up that game. That was very interesting though, and that's a good lesson, I think. But yeah. Yup. My opponent got me pretty clearly. So I still have the fretwork in the main, and I don't think I want to change match. I think my sideboard plan and what I expected, was pretty fine here. So I'm just gonna leave it this way. Dai Young's still looking pretty bad. And yeah, so I'm gonna submit. My opponent would have played differently if I had played a Subtle Strike, so we don't know exactly what would have happened, but I'm pretty sure I would have won because I had too much pressure in the air, and they would have ended up dying most likely. Okay, that's a decent one. Freighter on turn 3 is always decent. As long as I don't have a stupid appetite for the unnatural. My opponent did not show any of those yet, though. Oh, a tune with Ether. Good for my opponent. The thing right now is that if my opponent somehow doesn't have an answer for the freighter that can just kill it, they are probably gonna lose the freighter because I have Subtle Strike in the back, which means that they are probably, if they ever try to make a double block, they are gonna get destroyed. If they just have something like, yeah, if they have a good Dream Volley, it's not gonna work out very well for me though. I want a Harsh Scrutiny first, see what is going on here, because if they have Welding Spark, I'm not gonna animate my freighter. And they do have it. And they have Appetite too. And well, the shot they cannot play, but still. Yeah, it's looking grim for me. Island, Sparks, Shot. Oh, they have everything. But I cannot complain too much because I had a good shot at winning last game and I just misplayed the thing. I don't really want that now. I'm gonna animate because they have both. Like if I do nothing, they are gonna appetite my thing. I mean, if I do nothing, they are gonna be able to. Yeah, sure. If I don't do anything, they can just welding spark my thing end of turn. I'd rather force them to use their appetite over welding sparking my thing now. Put the card on top. Now they have both Glimmer and Welding Spark. And Wild Wanderer. I think it's over. It's quite early, but looks like my opponent will just take control of the game right now. Drawing a land certainly doesn't help. Yeah, I'm so mad at me for messing up last game. And I don't have a great follow-up for the Daredevil. Yeah. That was bad. Sparks on the Daredevil, that's interesting. So my opponent is willing to play aggressively and they think I don't have any artifact. Otherwise this play is kind of weird. But I guess if I play an artifact, then they can kill this creature with the shot. Interesting. Bruiser was fine. I mean, anything that's not a land is pretty good at that point, I guess. My opponent's crying each turn, though. If they ever find a snake, I probably lose. This time they kept on top. Yeah. If they just play a land and a snake, I think it's over. I need to focus on that game and make sure I make the right plays, but I'm really tilted from last game. And when I think about it, like even if they don't have a trick, even if they do have a trick, it's never gonna be that bad for me because a Subtle Strike gives you a 2-for-1. Boo. Mastodon. It's not a snake, but it's gonna be good enough to probably kill me. Top again. Yeah. Oh, crap. Crap. I cannot block and Subtle Strike because if I do, they can Skywheel a shot. And that's pretty bad for me. High Spire Artisan. Well, I cannot Subtle Strike that thing either because if I do, my Screecher die to the Skywheel a shot. Iron League Steed. Not the worst. Give me a little bit of ground plus of ground creatures plus my Daredevil back. Now they can kill my creature. Yeah, I used the ability twice. I'm badass. Some more scrying. This time to the bottom, and I think that's the last energy they had. Drawing the Steed was really good. I kind of need to get rid of the Bastion Mastodon. I'm at 10. This is not looking very good. Yeah, I have to take damage here. Again, using Subtle Strike, not very efficient when they have their thing. Alright, let's play the Daredevil and pass the turn. We might see a Skywheeler shot. Glimmer, yeah. We are getting wrecked. bottom top. So I cannot I cannot use Subtle Strike to reduce my Daredevil power, because even if I do, it's still gonna be 3 or more. 3 or greater, I should say, and they put another card on top. Oh lord, oh lord. We are getting controlled out of the draft. But I could have won game 2. So it's really my bad. At this point we kinda need to block. I guess with these two. Yeah, if they have a trick I also lose, but I cannot really play around the trick this time around. -1, put a counter on the servo, and most likely get blown back by some stuff. If we trade and they have no follow-up, it's good, but since they put 2 cards on the top in a row, oh, they have a second appetite. Ugh. This is probably not a good matchup. Could have triple blocked, but losing this creature for no reason is really bad, and at this point I have to take some risk, I'm pretty sure. Drew another Daredevil, not the worst. Bottom, okay. Serpent, I guess. I would presume. If I draw my Disintegration, maybe I have shot. Here I trade my 2 creatures. Yeah. Disintegration into an artifact to get back the Daredevils could maybe do it. It's looking bad though. Subtle Strike means I can take 6 instead of 7 and still die. Alright, we lost the match. Quite sure that we could have won that second game. Yeah, that was a good example of trying to play around stuff that don't exist and end up losing. And again, I think the key point here is that even if they do have something, it's never gonna be that bad, because my Subtle Strike is a 2-for-1. So even if they have something, it's gonna be 2-for-2. It's not gonna be a real blowout unless they have maybe either trade wins. And they actually show no cards that would really get me. That being said, when I had the opportunity to make that attack, I did not have a great board, so I would have taken a lot of damage on the ground. And they would have been able to raise, maybe. Yeah, I'm not gonna waste my opponent's time. They clearly won here, nothing I can do. Interesting deck, pretty sweet. Blue-green control, splashing for a couple of removal. Yeah, that second game was definitely something. Draft in general was pretty funny and interesting, though. I hope you enjoyed. But I'm gonna think about that. I'm gonna rewatch the thing, I think. And I'm gonna think about that. Not using the Subtle Strike for quite a while. Alright. Oh well, interesting. Funny. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. See you for another draft.